Hey, everybody. What did I say? Did I say 11:45? Tell me in the comments what I said. Because, you know, sometimes I lose track of what I say, and sometimes I jump on here late. I don't typically like doing these Facebook Lives. I prefer TikTok. And what I'd like for you to do now, guys, if you don't mind, please just tell me in the comments if you can hear me loud and clear. And if I am within the sound of your voice. No, if you are within the sound of my voice. I'll get it right in a moment. I will. A couple of things I just want to talk to you about. Actually, just one thing. And I know this is a very sensitive topic, but I think there are certain lessons that we can glean from this. And I want you to tell me if, I hope this connection's good. Is the connection good? You're on, guys, you're not on. Loud and clear. I need to know that the connection is good. I need to know that. Crystal clear. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult for me to continue. Okay. Alrighty. Is the sound good? Oh, this connection's good. Okay. I can hear myself. I can. Hello, everybody. Let me say a few shout outs to some of you guys. Constance. Hey, Constance. How are you? Thank you so much. Mubanga. Hello, Mubanga. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please share this live and see if we can get this show on the road. As many of you know, a very famous TikToker by the name of Dora moono nyambe recently passed away. And I know there's been a lot of flurry around her untimely death. And that's what it is. It was untimely because this was a young lady that was just beginning her journey into life. And she had a passion for children. Her passion for children was self-evident. She did it because she loved it. And she used this very powerful medium called TikTok to advance her goal. And she used it very, very wisely. And let me explain something for those of you that do not know. TikTok, especially when you have an international audience, okay, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I came into TikTok about 3 or 4 years ago. I didn't understand it. I didn't know what it was about. I just thought it was something that people used to just dance on and then people would comment. Well, a short time after I joined TikTok, I began to see the monetary value of being a TikToker. And I learned very quickly that when you build a trusted international audience and you use the platform wisely, you are credible, and people can trust you because, you know, this medium is about trust. There is nothing you cannot do with the international community. They will bend over backwards to help you to advance your goal. And Dora did this exceptionally well. In fact, she did it so well that she, over a period of time, through consistency, credibility, and determination, because it doesn't happen by spontaneous combustion. Okay, for those of you that are thinking it happens overnight, it doesn't. It takes a while to build that trust. But once she got the ball rolling with that, and people began to see what she was doing, and the physical representation of people's generosity was self-evident. People gave, especially the international community. And she did so well that one of the most famous YouTubers, Mr. Beast, very generous guy, He's also, in his own right, he's a philanthropist. Very kind. He's helped hundreds, multiplicity of multitudinous, tens of hundreds of thousands of Americans and people across the world. Dora grabbed Mr. Beast's attention. Mr. Beast sent a delegation to where Dora operates from, and I think she's in Mukushi, correct me if I'm wrong. They did solar panels, water pumps, everything in an effort to assist her organization that took care of more than 500 children. A huge task. And it seemed like she was unstoppable because she was just growing in leaps and bounds. Now, let me caution you. All of us have a lesson to learn in the untimely death of this phenomenal TikTok creator. One of the things that I picked up, and let me make reference to an incident that happened not too long ago. There's another famous, an American TikToker. His name is Joe the Explorer. He's a white American guy. He came here, really nice guy. He came to Zambia. He reached out to me and we talked. He came to this office here at Simoson. We had a really nice conversation, you know, and he went to meet Dora as well, and they did some stuff together in terms of her organization. And he was very impressed with what she was doing there. And a short time after that, I tried to reach out to her myself just to get a feeling of what she was doing. I wanted to interview her. Unfortunately, for some reason, our schedules would not permit. She couldn't come down, or I couldn't go up there, and we just couldn't do it for some reason. And when she passed away, the number one question I had was, what was the cause of death? Why? Why did she die? How did she die? The last post that I know of, if you know different, please share it with us here on this live. She was talking about how she was trying to drive herself to the hospital, but she kept blacking out. This is what I know. My question is, a girl of that stature running a mammoth organization that takes care of more than 500 children, what the heck is she doing driving herself to the hospital? What is that about? Are you telling me that there is no organizational structure that lends to the idea that she has people that work with her, people that assist her in her effort? Are you telling me that she doesn't have an organizational structure? You know, CEO, assistant CEO, CFO, financial advisor, blah, 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 blah. An organizational structure that takes care of things like that. Because let me tell you, Dora received hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Her goal was to raise $1 million US. And over the course of her activities there at the orphanage, she raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, again, my question is, with an organization like that, why is a young lady driving herself to the hospital and blacking out? That's question number one. Number two, as I said, what was the cause of death? People need to know that. Number three, the biggest lesson that we have to learn as creators is, you know, let's not look at TikTok and Facebook, especially when you've built a healthy audience. The numbers are your currency. It's not a joke. when you hear that Dora had 4 million followers on TikTok. 4 million? My goodness. That is no small feat. That is not patty cake, baker man. That is not water off a duck's back. That is not insignificant. That is very significant. The capital clout of those numbers, astronomical. The lesson that we have to learn as creators, once you build a huge audience, because your audience is your collateral, that is your currency. Your audience is the engine that drives your page. Once you build that, make it abundantly clear that you have to create an organizational structure that makes it possible for your page to live, operate, and function beyond you. Understand that. Creators, listen to me. Think beyond you, because that's what legacy is about. Legacy is not just about you and what you're doing now. The work that Dora did, taking care of 500 plus children, if there was no proper organizational structure, if it just stopped at her feet, trust me, the international community can throw all the money they want to it. It will land with a hollow thud. It will crash to the ground if there was no organizational structure. There's a young lady that came on her TikTok page calling herself the CEO, the best friend. We don't know who that person is. Dora has never introduced her as her best friend or as her assistant, as far as I know. Okay? Watching Dora's page, and I've seen multiple videos, I can't remember, and again, if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Tell me in the comments. Dora never introduced this lady to her audience as her assistant and trustee and best friend. I'm not saying she's not, but I'm saying as far as I know, she never did. So for someone to just pop up and all of a sudden starts reading a statement saying, I'm the best friend, I'm the assistant CEO and all this to Dora, that to me does not gel. It does not gel at all. My point, I'm not trying to vilify the girl. The girl's got no problem. What I'm simply saying is, as TikTokers, you must organize your page to a point where it lives beyond you. It lives beyond you. And I will be very sad, very, very sad, if all of that effort just goes into the water. The other thing I want to talk about, and I know this is very sensitive, I really wanted to talk about this after she was buried, but then there's been a delay apparently. The coroner has to ascertain the cause of death, which is right, which is the right thing to do. But, I feel it incumbent upon me to share this with you. When it comes to family affairs, and again, as far as I know, I've never seen Dora introduce her mother, her father, her family, her brothers and sisters. That was always sort of not visible. But when someone like Dora dies, who handled hundreds of thousands of dollars, US dollars, no ama kwacha tuangala nayo ama 2 pin kwacha ama 5 pin vakutumira 5 pin kwacha ichalo chonse chaishiba. No, that young girl was handling hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now at her death, there are people raising money on her behalf. I'm a 12 or 14, 15 pin. That's a red flag. That's a big question mark. Why are people raising money that amounts to 15,000 kwacha for someone that handled hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you check the GoFundMe account, and for those of you that don't know what GoFundMe is, I have a GoFundMe account. I know how GoFundMe works. You go on GoFundMe, you register, you do all that stuff, and you can actually say, my goal is to raise $5,000. And then it shows you a progress bar that says how much you've raised. Dora raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the question is, if there was a proper structure, which I doubt there was, why are people raising 15,000 kwacha? Now, the other thing I want to point out when it comes to family issues surrounding funerals, when it comes to family funerals, and you throw yourself in that arena, be careful not to cause confusion in that issue. Because I'm telling you, it is so easy to cause, especially where there is wealth involved. Mr. Beast valimshtra I Hilux, kuri bus, kuri infrastructure, there's land, there's property. If that situation is not handled properly, you're playing with the property in moono Zambia. They will just destroy everything that girl has worked for. Why? Because there was no proper structure. There was no organizational structure. Where once that girl is buried, mukomfwa imiotoka bakasenda, amabas bakasenda, property, because you see the property that girl had under that organization, huge property. Within 1 year, that organization is not going to exist. It won't be there. Because of what? Two things. There was no proper organizational structure and greed. Don't think people have good intentions. They don't. Especially when it comes to property. They don't play. They're just pretending. There are people who are even saying, no, me, I'm this, that, and the other. You wait until that girl is buried and she's in the ground. They will destroy everything she worked for. Everything. And in a way, she may be partly to blame for that because of organizational structure. GoFundMe, if you don't structure it properly, and you're the only person who can access GoFundMe account, the GoFundMe account, because with GoFundMe, you can set it up in such a way that there are 2 or 3 of you that run the account in terms of disbursement. But if everything is done with one person, let's say, for example, you receive $100,000 and only you can access that money. Problem. If you're the only one who can access it, no one is going to access that money. No one. So it's a sad situation. So, the biggest lesson we must learn as creators is that we must think beyond us. Because if we were just pilgrims, all of us are pilgrims. We're just passing through. So if your work cannot go beyond you, then there's a problem. Very big problem. And it saddens me that this young girl's legacy, within 1 year from now, is going to die because of the nature of the selfishness of man and the people around her. It's sad. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Thanks for watching. Bye.